Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this April 26th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell so you stay caught up. Alright, so now today we're going to catch up with Ahaziah. If you remember, the son of Ahab, who succeeded him as king of Israel. Who succeeded him as king of Israel after Ahab was killed in battle. So let's go over to 2 Kings chapter 11 today, beginning in verse 1. Athaliah was Ahaziah's mother. She saw that her son was dead, so she got up and killed all the king's family. Jehosheba was King Joram's daughter and Ahaziah's sister. Joash was one of the king's sons. While the other children were being killed, Jehosheba took Joash and hid him. She put him and his nurse in her bedroom. So Jehosheba and the nurse hid Joash from Athaliah. That way Joash was not killed. Then Joash and Jehosheba hid in the Lord's temple. Joash hid there for 6 years. During that time, Athaliah ruled over the land of Judah. In the 7th year, Jehoiada, the high priest, sent for the captains of the Carites and guards. He brought them together in the Lord's temple and made an agreement with them. There in the temple of the Lord, he forced them to make a promise. Then he showed the king's son to them. Then Jehoiada gave them a command. He said, "This is what you must do. 1/3 of you, from those who go on duty on the Sabbath day, must stand guard at the royal palace. Another third will be at the Sur gate, and the other third will be at the gate behind the guard. This way, you will stand guard over the palace on all sides. Your 2 divisions who go off duty on the Sabbath day will stand guard at the Lord's temple and protect King Joash. You must stay with him wherever he goes. The whole group must surround the king. Each guard must have a weapon in his hand, and you must kill anyone who comes too close to you." The captains obeyed everything that Jehoiada the priest commanded. Each captain took his men, both those who were going on duty on the Sabbath day and those who were going off duty. All these men went to Jehoiada the priest, and he gave spears and shields to the captains. These were the spears and shields David put in the Lord's temple. These guards stood with their weapons in their hands from the right corner of the temple to the left corner. They stood around the altar and the temple and around the king when he went to the temple. These men brought out Joash. They put the crown on him and gave him a copy of the agreement. Then they anointed him and made him the new king. They clapped their hands and shouted, "Long live the king!" Queen Athaliah heard the noise from the guards and the people, so she went to them at the Lord's temple. Athaliah saw the king by the column where the new kings usually stood. She also saw the leaders and men playing the trumpets for him. She saw that all the people were very happy. She heard the trumpets, and she tore her clothes to show she was upset. Then Athaliah shouted, "Treason! Treason!" Jehoiada the priest gave a command to the captains who were in charge of the soldiers. Jehoiada told them, "Take Athaliah outside of the temple area. Kill any of her followers, but don't kill them in the Lord's temple." So the soldiers grabbed Athaliah and killed her as soon as she went through the horses' entrance to the palace. Then Jehoiada made the agreement between the Lord and the king and the people. This agreement showed that the king and the people belonged to the Lord. Jehoiada also made the agreement between the king and the people. And all the people went to the temple of Baal. They destroyed the statue of Baal and his altars. They broke them into many pieces. They also killed Baal's priest Matan in front of the altars. So Jehoiada the priest put men in charge of maintaining the Lord's temple. The priest led all the people. They went from the Lord's temple to the king's palace. The king's special guards and the captains went with the king, and all the other people followed them. They went to the entrance of the king's palace. Then King Joash sat on the throne. All the people were happy, and the city was peaceful. And Queen Athaliah was killed with a sword near the king's palace. Joash was 7 years old when he became king. Well, off the bat there, we're starting off with a bang. So Ahaziah, before this chapter starts, has been killed. I don't exactly know the details of that, but it didn't really matter at this point. So his mother his birth mother, Athaliah, just becomes so stricken by grief and loss that she just flies into a rage and starts killing everyone in the royal family of Judah. But fortunately, Jehoshaphat and Joash were protected. They hid and ran away to the temple and hid there for 6 years. And they were helped by the high priest Jehoiada. They found loyalist captains and guards who would protect them and keep them safe. And then when time was right, Joash, 7 years old as king of Israel and Judah. Wow. And so they come out, they make this big display. He's got all these guards around him, protecting him. He's crowned an anointed king. And so they draw out Athaliah, who's shouting, treason, treason, even though she's the one who kind of made the situation in the first place. And then, of course, they bring her and her followers out, and they kill her so that Joash can take his place as the rightful king, and there's peace now in Judah. All right, well, that's all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.